welcome everybody to today's broadcast. I'm Gabby Luoma. I'm the CEO of ModVentures, and we thought that we would visit today with Roger Lafaye from MiCamp Solutions. Very excited to have you today, Roger.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, great. So I want to first start and let you know a little bit about me. I'm Gabby Luoma. I'm the CEO of ModVentures, and I am a CPA and CGMA. And I've been in accounting practice since 2000 and have worked with hundreds, maybe thousands of businesses by now. And it's actually my favorite thing to do is to really help small businesses just jump over those hurdles or get started or move to that next level. A little bit about ModVentures is we're an outsourced accounting and advisory firm. We started, actually an origin story here, is we started at GML CPA firm and then just renamed in 2019. And so since 2019, we have been operating as ModVentures, and we support small businesses in their back office, meaning we do accounts receivable, we do accounts payable. We help clean up all those complex processes and help you stay on track with your bills and your payments and your receivables so that your cash keeps flowing in. And so that's a little bit about ModVentures. And so I would love to hear a bit more about who you are, Roger. And so why don't you tell us and take it away?
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you very much again for inviting me to be here. Again, my name is Roger Lafaye. I'm with MiCamp Solutions. This is my going on my 4th year with MiCamp. I've been in the credit card industry now 10 years. Been in the financial industry for just over 20 years. I am a local guy from Tucson. Been here since 1980. We got 5 kids and we've got 10 grandkids so far. So who knows what's going to happen there? Exciting stuff around our house. But MiCamp is a privately owned company based out of Scottsdale, Arizona. We have USA-based tech support and customer service. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Company's been around since 2007. We've got over 150 employees. We've got over 500 agents around the country. We operate United States, Canada, and the UK. And we work with banks, credit unions, where their credit card process. We work with some very large corporations like Caesars Palace, the Colorado Rockies, the Brooklyn Nets, but we also have work with a lot of retailers, bars, e-commerce, restaurants. There's such a wide variety, everything from mainstream USA type of a product to very, very high risk. And we customize every one of our deals for every one of our customers because everybody's unique and needs to be treated uniquely. And so that's a little bit about MiCamp.
I love that. So I love the customization angle. I think that's where we really thrive as well. And it's interesting to hear that you're actually overseas and working with other clients as well. So in like UK and Canada, that's a tough, different market than just being US based. So very, very interesting. So I'm so excited about hearing the 3 big things that we need to know about credit card pricing and processing. Say that 3 times fast, right? And and then a few other just things that most people don't know about credit card processing. So let's go ahead and get started.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, 3 things that we feel everybody should know is a little bit about Wave It, our interchange pricing. Again, you got me. Say it fast 3 times. And high risk processing.
Great. That's amazing. Yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of questions about this. Great. So tell us about Wave It.
Okay, first things first. On Wave It, it's a non-cash adjustment program. And it's something that MiCamp Solutions created several years ago. And it's allowing our customers to increase their bottom line and not having to pay credit card processing fees. The program started gosh, about 2017, 2018, they started rolling out. And
Mhm.
during the pandemic, a lot of merchants really grabbed hold of it and it really exploded because everybody's trying to figure out where they could save some money without having to raise their prices across the board for people that want to write a check or pay cash. So it's very well suited with nonprofits, fantastic. Bars, restaurants, the trades like plumbers, heating and cooling companies. Gosh, we got car dealerships doing this now, and professional services. So it's such a wide variety. Heck, Caesar's Palace does this program.
Wow. So that's amazing. So I have people that are, always asking like, can I charge a fee for, my customers
Hmm?
to, like, so I don't have to absorb that cost. And before I would say no, like I don't think that Arizona, there's only certain states that you can do it in. And, you know, I always
So
thought it was illegal to do it.
in,
So,
in 2012, U.S. Congress came up and passed set this program up. So they came up with surcharges and cash discount. Surcharges are still not approved in all 50 states, but the cash discount was approved right away, all 50 states.
okay.
So there's a catch. It has to be done by a credit card processing company.
Mm,
Joe's Barbecue just can't decide, I think I'm going to charge 8%, pull a number out of the air and make an extra few bucks off the transactions. Can't do that. Their SIC code is you're a barbecue place, you're a restaurant, you're a bar. You can't do that. Have to have a credit card processing company do this. And it's capped at 4%. You cannot have, again, willy nilly, 5%, 10%, whatever you want. They did set some strict guidelines. And if somebody were to decide they wanted to do it on their own, not do it through a credit card processor, you're right, it is illegal.
mm,
And if they get a violation by Visa and MasterCard, they can lose their charter to use Visa MasterCard.
wow. Yeah. So that's a pretty strict rule. So you're saying here is that my camp is a great place to go if you would like to charge back a surcharge or a discount or
Mhm.
whatever you said. You said it
Yes,
was a surcharge.
surcharge or a cash discount.
That's just
We actually, we found it's more applicable. Call it a non-cash adjustment fee.
non-cash adjustment.
So if you're charging, let's say it's a $10 transaction, there's a 3% non-cash adjustment fees. Now it's $10.30 is the
Gotcha.
total fee for the
Gotcha.
product.
Gotcha. Very interesting. Well, thank you for that. You sure set me straight. All right. And the next thing here,
Is interchange pricing.
okay.
Interchange, it's set, the pricing on this is set directly by Visa MasterCard. They're the end user, kind of like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in the mortgage business. They set the rates on VisaInterchange.com and MasterCard, etc. They disclose their rates. They'll adjust them every April and October. They'll go up or go down, but we know they're always going to go up. And there's over 1,400 different categories. I mean, there's only so many credit cards out there, but every card and every type of transaction, every type of business, that's how they'll adjust their pricing accordingly. So you
Mhm.
can have one credit card that without points, there really could be 10, 15, 20 different ways of getting charged that card.
Okay. Very interesting.
So one thing on this, so like there's four layers of risk that they look at. Okay, your
Uh-huh.
debit cards are the cheapest cards. So if you take a debit card, low price. Regular credit cards without points, rewards cards, and then your corporate cards. Those are more expensive. Keyed in transactions are very, very expensive.
Gotcha. All right. So basically the layers, debit cards, credit cards, reward cards, and then corporate cards. And I think that's something pretty normal in business, right? We have a debit card and then a lot of us use credit cards that have the rewards attached to it.
Yes.
So, we have clients who will come to us and say, we want to use our corporate cards so that we can, or our rewards cards so we can get more points by using
Mhm.
their services. So we see a lot of that in our services.
Yes, I bet.
So down here it says Visa and MasterCard adjust their rates every April and October,
Yes.
up and
So
down, or
they're gonna go up. They
of course.
every year, they'll adjust a little bit here, a little bit there, but it's always a slight increase.
Okay. All right. So the idea here is to swipe the card or have them insert their card. That is so much better
Yes,
and less expensive than
yes,
actually keying in the credit card transaction.
correct.
Right.
And one thing I'd like to mention on this also is, uh, chargebacks. When you've got card present transactions, you've got a better chance of winning a chargeback. And a chargeback is where a customer has up to 6 months to cancel that transaction or contest
Mm,
that transaction.
mm. Wow. So a customer actually can up to 6 months later tell their credit card company that, hey, no, this isn't a valid expense,
Correct.
and charge it back to you, and then there you've lost the sale.
Correct. So
Wow.
keep your receipts, keep your information.
Wow. So another reason to have great record keeping and keep your receipts.
Yeah. How about that?
I love that. Yeah, no, record keeping is so, so important to any types of purchases,
Mhm.
sales, or your own receipts for purchases. So that's great note, and very helpful in the whole credit card processing conversation. And then the next one you were going to tell us about is high risk type of transactions or businesses.
Yes. So high risk. This could be quite the broad subject here, but um, certain businesses, as we all know, cannabis or adult or um, some risky products and services out in the market, yeah, they could be considered high risk. But gosh, even granite countertops or furniture stores or certain membership type of businesses, those could be considered high risk as well by Visa and MasterCard. You know,
Wow.
you and I will probably think there's nothing high risk, it's furniture.
Mhm.
But if you ordered it and it looked one way someplace else and then it got delivered, it looks a little different. Well, that's not what I ordered.
Mm,
I'm going to charge it back.
gotcha.
Little things like that. You're like, oh my gosh. So again, I can note here, we are a very conservative company fiscally, and but we refuse to discriminate against anybody who can take a credit card. So we will find a way to meet their needs, have them accept their credit cards instead of not just being a cash only business and struggling that way. Because, as we know, it's a very credit card driven,
Yeah.
economy. So if we can help our customers um, collect more funds and increase their business and, save them some time and save them money, we can do that as well. And there's one other thing about the high risk. There's several credit card processors out there that really strive to work with high risk and charge a lot of money because they kind of confuse the customer or the merchant. It's like, oh, you're high risk because you have to be paying like 8-9%. That's
Mm,
untrue. Untrue.
mm,
So we're able to work with our customers. Yeah, they'll have to pay a little bit more than a straight streamline rate, but
mhm.
they don't need to be robbery type of rates either.
Yeah. That's a good R word. I was gonna say
Yeah.
one. That's good. So, you mentioned some of the companies that might be considered high risk, and you mentioned cannabis. Cannabis is a huge industry right now, and
Mhm.
it's growing, it seems like just immensely. And I know I worked with a few cannabis companies gosh, 2014, 15, 16, and we quit working with them because it was all cash. It was very difficult for us to keep track of things. So you're saying that now they can actually take credit card
We
transactions.
we do have options for them now. They're not stranded out in the desert going, oh, we can never do credit cards. Well, we have an answer for them.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I mean, it really, really does help with record keeping and, the risk of having cash on site
Mhm.
is just so high and dangerous for the folks that are working there. So, um, I love that there's an option for that now. You mentioned one other thing in just passing conversation before we got started, and you mentioned a dental membership. And
Yep.
so I find it really interesting when the medical practices are starting to do just different things. They're innovating with pricing and just changing how they're handling, clients. And so you
Mhm.
mentioned you had a dental dentist who
Mhm.
was putting together a dental membership.
Mhm.
So are there other types of memberships that are tough to get credit card processing for, or was it just particularly because it was in the medical industry?
No, it's more of just the service itself again, because chargebacks, really, you're getting a service, but again, if you didn't, let's say you didn't use your membership
Mhm.
and 6 months has gone by, well, gosh, this was a waste of money. I spent all this money. I didn't get anything for it. So I'm going to do a chargeback. I'm going to say it wasn't worth my time. So
Mhm.
it could be a dating thing. It could be
Meetings. Yeah, that's a good one.
multi-level marketing um, products. It could be, little things you've got on standing order where you're getting the product all the time, but, maybe it didn't work out the way you'd hoped. And so
Mm, mm,
that's where they're getting the chargeback, and that's where they're getting the classification of a high risk.
gotcha, gotcha. So when we're talking about my camp and just the general, business philosophy, it sounds like you're working with companies that, may not have had, great service before from credit card processing. So you're offering that's like kind of unique to you guys. And you really don't want to discriminate, which I love. I think that's great. Giving everybody the same benefits as any other business on the market.
Yes. Everybody gets a shot.
That's great. It's awesome. Can you tell me anything else that you really feel like sets my camp apart from other credit card processing companies?
Sure. Well, the very first thing right off the top of my head is USA-based customer service and tech support.
Mm,
As we all know, when we've had to call tech support for whatever business and you're talking to someone around the world, it could be sit on hold for a very long time. And then when you get hold of somebody, maybe they're not speaking the same language as you, and you're getting a little frustrated because you've spent a couple hours of your time trying to address a situation. Having somebody right here in Scottsdale, Arizona is so nice and easy to work with. We're not going to spend 15 minutes just trying to figure out who you are. We're going to get you on the phone, get you squared away, go from there. One thing also with as an agent with MiCamp, every one of my customers has my cell phone number, and I'll ask my customers, if you've got a problem, reach out to me. If I can address it and solve it right away, fantastic. If not, a lot of times I'll call tech support and have them call you back, because again, you're busy, you're trying to do your business. So if we can help save you some time, save you some money, and fix your situation quicker, that's what we want to do.
okay.
A couple of other things we like to do is be a complete resource for our customers, not just a credit card guy and be a commodity and come and go. We have no long-term contracts. We're month to month. So my job is make sure you're happy all the time. Make sure we can get this thing um, take care of you, that there's not an issue. So we want to make it easy for people to throw money at you, basically. Right? We don't want to make it, oh my gosh, this is so hard. No, we want to make it easy. The transition from an old credit card processor to us should be a very seamless operation, and many times it is very simple to do. And
Yeah.
you know, being able to our customers save on average 18% versus their old customers. So we strive to save them some money, give them better customer service, better tech support, and better equipment to make it a good um, seamless transition.
Good. Yeah. Well, I know I met with another accountant who works with you, and she was so just really impressed by you and really enjoyed working with you. And she said that your rates were very competitive and making the um, the accounting side of things pretty seamless as well, and that it integrates in with QuickBooks Online and all those things. And for me, that's super important. So I want my clients to be using things that are pretty integrative with QBO. So I know that's a big plus for me as as a CPA accountant. So I'm I'm excited to share the news that
Yeah.
this is a seamless solution for credit card processing.
Well,
So
great.
um, so I just want to thank you so much for coming and telling us all about credit card processing, the three big things that you thought we needed to know today. And how can we contact you, Roger, if we're interested in using your services?
Well, first, please check us out online. www.micamp.com at micamp.com. Um, they've got some great video information on our waiver program as well as our rewards program, our uh, charity program we have. And you can email me at rogerlafaye at micamp.com. That's ROGERLAFAYE at micamp. And you can also reach me on my cell phone, 520-891-9880.
Yes, and see, yep, there's the cell phone, and, Roger's a great texter as well, so make sure you tell him where you saw him and so that he can put context, and, so thank you so much, Roger, for coming and sharing your knowledge with us, and, we look forward to, um, seeing you out and about in the community.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for having me on.